Greetings again. This is Math 1840 MFG version coming to you from the College page. Now the title of this lecture is Final Exam Essay Question Possibilities, a Study Guide. As always, please be an attentive learner while watching this video. This should be considered the essay component study guide. During the proctored final exam, which will comprise 50% of your letter grade for the course, you will be asked to write on 3 of the following 5 essay questions. I will make the selections of which of the 3, but you should be prepared for all. These essay questions will count for 50% of your final exam, which counts for 50% of your course grade. The remainder of the final exam will be a matching component, and a separate study guide will be provided for this matching component. The first potential problem is to explain this poem with a coherent narrative. I will be asking you to type this narrative. And the poem is called Paradox, and it's by Clarence Wiley. And I will recite the poem for you just to make it easier to read. Not truth nor certainty. These I forswore in my novitiate, as young men called to holy orders must abjure the world. If then, this only I assert, and my successes are but pretty chains linking twin doubts, for it is vain to ask if what I postulate be justified, or what I prove possess the stamp of fact. Yet bridges stand, and men no longer crawl in 2 dimensions, and such triumphs stem in no small measure from the power this game, played with thrice attenuated shades of things, has over their originals. How frail the wand, but how profound the spell. So again, explain this poem with a coherent narrative if it appears on the test. Number 2 is a very short essay by Isaac Asimov, and I do have a question for this, but again, I'm going to read this to you just because it's over a couple of pages. Mathematics is a unique aspect of human thought, and its history differs in essence from all other histories. As time goes on, nearly every field of human endeavor is marked by changes, which can be considered as corrections and/or extension. Thus, the changes in the evolving history of political and military events are always chaotic. There is no way to predict the rise of a Genghis Khan, for example, or the consequences of a short-lived Mongol empire. Other changes are a matter of fashion and subjective opinion. The cave paintings of 25,000 years ago are generally considered great art, while art has continuously, even chaotically changed in the subsequent millennia. There are elements of greatness in all fashion. Similarly, each society considers its own ways natural and rational, and finds ways of other societies to be odd, laughable, or repulsive. But only among the sciences is there true progress. Only there is a record one of continuous advance towards ever greater heights. And yet, among most branches of science, the process of progress is one of both correction and extension. Aristotle, one of the greatest minds ever to contemplate physical laws, was quite wrong in his views on falling bodies, and had to be corrected by Galileo in the 1590s. Galen, the greatest of ancient physicians, was not allowed to study human cadavers and was quite wrong in his anatomical and physiological conclusions. He had to be corrected by Valesius in 1543 and Harvey in 1628. Even Newton, the greatest of all scientists, was wrong in his view of nature of light, of the achromaticity of lenses, and missed the spectral lines. His masterpiece, The Laws of Motion and the Theory of Universal Gravitation, had to be modified by Einstein in 1960. Now we can see that is what makes mathematics unique. Only in mathematics is there no significant correction, only extension. Once the Greeks had developed the deductive method, they were correct in what they did, correct for all time. Euclid was incomplete, but his work has been extended enormously, but it has not had to be corrected. His theorems are, every one of them, valid to this day. Ptolemy may have developed an erroneous picture of the planetary system, but his system of trigonometry he worked out to help him with his calculations remains correct forever. Each great mathematician adds to what came previously, but nothing needs to be uprooted. Consequently, when we read books about the history of mathematics, we get the picture of a mounting structure, ever taller and broader, and more beautiful and magnificent and with a foundation. Moreover, that is as untainted and as functional now as it was when Thales worked out the first geometrical theorems nearly 26 centuries ago. Nothing pertaining to humanity becomes us so well as mathematics. There, and only there, do we touch the human mind at its peak. If I ask you this question, your assignment is to react to these final two sentences based on your deeper understandings that you gained from this course. Question number 3, Fermat's last theorem. Fermat's last theorem sparked hundreds of years of research and debate. You are to answer, what was this all about? Do you think Fermat's marginal note was true? Did he have a miraculous proof? And why or why not? And I assign a video for you to watch. You should watch this before the final exam. It's about 45 minutes long. And in the video that I assigned, the hero, Andrew Wiles, does something unexpected. What was it? And why did it happen? Explain your answer by relating it to a personal context. That is potential question 3. Potential question 4 involves the fifth postulate. Euclid's fifth postulate spawned over 2,000 years of mathematical progress and debate. Explain what this was all about and how it was resolved and by whom. Question number 5, the GOAT, and GOAT here stands for greatest of all times. People debate who is the greatest mathematicians of all times, and many math historians say that the greatest mathematician of all times are Newton, Gauss, and Archimedes. And I would add an additional candidate to this, Euler. So my question for you, if I choose to ask you this one, is explain clearly some reasons why all 4, so you've got 4 components that you're commenting on, deserve consideration, citing their accomplishments and the significance of these accomplishments, and explain who you would crown the greatest of all time and why. In closing, now more than ever, time is precious. Each day must count. Do the math, it will make you strong. And now more than ever, take care of yourself and of each other. Strive to make a difference. God bless you all, and take care. More later.